My Pechakucha is on the effects of piracy on music sales. Piracy has become a major source of music, movies, and other software over the past decade. Despite it being highly illegal, it has become a popular way to acquire free music. As you can see in this graph, music sales are at an all-time high. As Napster and other pirating websites began popping up around 1999, digital music sales have surpassed all other forms of profits in the past. Sales are still likely to grow even as piracy grows. So, as digital music becomes widely available, people begin to buy more music because they can purchase it from their home on their computers or smartphones. As pirating websites emerge, experts predict music sales to drop as people begin to get their music for free. However, music sales still have grown over the years. Piracy still is growing at an exponential rate, but it seems to have no negative effect on profits. In fact, it seems to be beneficial for the music industry. How could piracy be beneficial to the music industry, you might ask? Well, with free music downloads, people are exposed to new types of music that they wouldn't have heard otherwise. They may find that they like this music and will purchase such music in the future to support the bands, genre, or artists that they like. As you can see from this graph, more piracy means more music sales. It isn't proportional either. Piracy is a small fraction taken from the profits when compared to the profit it creates. Piracy truly seems like a win-win situation. Although piracy does seem to take over the music industry, it also has nearly doubled music sales. This graph shows a large amount of piracy, but with the music sales are the real thing to look at. They've nearly doubled since the introduction of piracy. Are artists really against piracy? From this, one can see that artists really rarely ever complain about the theft of their music, yet producers are leading the fight against piracy. It gives them such a boost in sales. It seems counterproductive. HuffingtonPost.com wrote an article about artists who are okay with piracy. This is because they care more about sharing their music than selling it for a price. Also, if their music is spread around faster, it's more likely for them to become famous and make more money. Both piracy and music sales continue to grow. New websites for piracy are created daily. The Pirate Bay, Kickass Torrents, and uTorrent are just a few of the pirating websites and browsers that can be found on the website today. One of the causes of such a widespread piracy is the introduction of proxy servers. They make it easy to download illegal music and hard to get caught for it. With such little risk of piracy, people can download as much as their hearts desire. With such easy ways to acquire free music, piracy still continues to grow, as people feel safe because they can steal the music from their own homes, and those who use proxy servers become anonymous and have little to no consequences for what they do. And cartoons like these have made piracy seem more socially acceptable. If it can be joked about in the local newspaper, it seems like it's okay to do. Could this be the future of the music industry? Well, for now, it's still illegal. Despite all the benefits that seem to come from piracy, it is still against the law to do. Some fear that piracy could swallow the entire market and no more music sales would exist. Yet time after time, this has proven to be untrue, as the increase of piracy has correlated with the increase of music sales. Piracy has increased as at a much higher rate than music sales, however. It has become questionable that piracy may be taking some of the profits away from music sales because of the massive amount of profit it could be worth if all piracy was converted into profits. Even as piracy becomes more socially acceptable, and despite its benefits, it is still illegal. People sometimes are arrested, even with proper precautions. Proxy servers or not, if you're a target, chances are you will get caught. Warnings like these try to relate piracy to a much more serious matter. Although it may not seem like a crime, it is just as bad as stealing a handbag or car. It's still theft, and it's still illegal. Digital music services, such as Spotify and Pandora, have recently created a decline in both music sales and piracy. Music can now be played freely and legally. There seems to be no more need to risk getting caught when you can have the same benefits from legal websites. Piracy has begun to drop in the past couple of years. These two graphs show illegal downloads at a constant decline. This could be the result of both free internet radio and from legal warnings as seen in prior slides. It's hard to believe that piracy will simply cease to exist. It still benefits the music industry in many ways. Its presence has become set in the culture of many countries. What happens over the next couple of years, could only be imagined. And here are my works cited.